Hi folks, today I'm going to talk you through an action comedy movie called Dragon Lord. At the beginning of the movie, we see Dragon Ho Lung and his buddy Cowboy Chin along with other friends. Dragon is a martial arts student and son of a Chinese aristocrat. Next, Dragon and his friends arrive at the local playground to compete in a game called Pyramid Rugby. All the teams, including Dragons, are getting ready for the game. After a while, the game begins, and all the teams start fighting each other to go to the top of the pyramid to get the rugby. Due to his martial arts skills, Dragon manages to get the rugby and win the game. Later that day, Dragon is seen playing a game with a slingshot at his home. Upon hearing that his father is coming his way, Dragon starts pretending to practice martial arts. Dragon's father, curious about his practice, advises him to continue the practice and goes to take a bath. After a while, we see Dragon and his father having lunch. At the same time, Dragon's teacher, Professor Chu, arrives there. As Dragon's father is leaving, Dragon pretends to study in front of him and Professor Chu. But when he eventually leaves the house, Dragon leaves the study and goes outside to meet his buddy Chin. In the next scene, Dragon's buddy Chin is seen taking a music lesson. Moments later, we see both Dragon and Chin near the river singing the song that Chin is learning. Suddenly, both of them spot a beautiful girl named Alice near the riverside. Dragon and Chin both fall in for her. Soon, they both learn that Alice is Mrs. Matchmaker's daughter. Mrs. Matchmaker is a woman in the town who helps young men and women find their partners. When Dragon is going to talk to Alice, Chin interrupts him because he also wants to go talk to her. So both of them decide to toss a coin to decide who will talk to Alice first. Chin eventually wins, but a few seconds later, Alice disappears from there and no one gets the chance to even talk to her. Next, we see a man named Captain talking to his gang about stealing and selling the nation's treasures like ancient Chinese artifacts from the temple. But one of their lieutenants named Lu Chen disagrees with him and leaves the place. Captain orders to spy on that lieutenant. Later that day, Mrs. Matchmaker is seen matching up two young men and women in a restaurant. After a while, Dragon and Chin arrive at the restaurant to talk to Mrs. Matchmaker about the girl they saw at the riverside and ask her to help them find her. Mrs. Matchmaker agrees. In the following scene, inside the market, Dragon and Chin see Alice once again. As Dragon approaches Alice to talk to her, suddenly Chin spots Dragon's father in the market. Chin rats him out to his father. Upon seeing Dragon in the market, he becomes angry and tells him to go home immediately. But Dragon makes some excuses and gets out of there. Following that, Dragon and Chin are seen talking to each other and establish the fact that they both love her and now there are enemies. Since both of them don't want to jeopardize their friendship over a girl, Dragon decides to help Chin become a hero in front of Alice and let him win her. Moments later, their friends Kang and Pao, dressed up like villains, are seen trying to harass Alice. Suddenly, Chin reaches there trying to save her from made-up villains, but there's the twist. Dragon also reaches there and beats up the made-up villains. Dragon and Chin then start arguing, which leads to fighting with each other. After a while, Dragon's father arrives at the scene and orders them to go home. Later that evening, Dragon and his father are seen together along with Professor Chu. His father asks him to recite the poem that he learned, but after minutes of trying, he fails to recite the poem properly. This makes Dragon's father angry and doubts his study methods. His father tells him to get ready to go to Uncle Wang's house. Wang is the father of Dragon's buddy Cowboy Chin. In the following scene, Dragon along with his father arrives at Uncle Wang's house. He is seen patching up with Chin. Chin shows Dragon his new shotgun. In an attempt to fire the shotgun, they blew the rooftop off of Chin's room. The next day, we see Captain and his gang arrive at Lu Chen's house. Chen is accused of stealing one of their treasures. We see one of the lieutenants named Di discover the treasure in Lu Chen's room. Next, Di and gang members start beating Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen manages to sneak away from them and hide in the jungle side. Following that, Dragon and his buddy Chin are seen hunting for pheasants in the jungle. Soon, they encounter Lu Chen hiding near the pheasant's nest. At the same time, Captain and his gang are looking for Lu Chen in the jungle. Eventually, they encounter Dragon and Chin. Captain beats Dragon, thinking it's Lu Chen, but very soon realizes this is the wrong man. He apologizes to Dragon and leaves while Lu Chen is seen sneaking away from the jungle too. Later that day, Dragon along with his friends Kang and Pao are seen outside of Alice's hostel. Kang and Pao tell Dragon that they all have worked it out and talk to them. However, Alice and her friends chase them away by throwing fruits and eggs at them. Meanwhile, at Captain's house, Di is seen informing the captain that Lu Chen gets away. Captain then orders Adi to locate, capture, and kill him. In the next scene, we see two teams, Dragons and Tigers, getting ready for the shuttlecock soccer game. In the first half of the game, Tiger leads by 3-0 and is seen as completely dominant on the Dragons team. But in the second half of the game, the Dragons win the game 4-3. After winning the game, Dragon mistakenly kicks the shuttlecock in the audience. Eventually, the shuttlecock seems to hit Alice in the face. Realizing this, Dragon decides to go to Alice's and apologize. After some time, Dragon apologizes to Alice for the earlier incident, but Alice rejects it. Chin advises Dragon to write an apology letter and fly the letter to Alice with the help of a kite, to which Dragon agrees. Moments later, Dragon flies a kite with a love note attached to it, but it gets away and unfortunately landed on the roof of the headquarters of the captain's gang. Following that, Dragon arrives at the rooftop of the captain's headquarters. There, Captain and his gang are seen planning to steal artifacts from the town's temple. Wang, who is also a friend of Dragon's father, is also seen at the place. On the rooftop, he encounters Lu Chen, who is secretly sneaking up on the captain's plan. In an attempt to get the kite from the roof, Dragon gets caught by the captain's gang, but Captain, after learning that he's the son of Wang's friend, lets him go. In the next scene, Alice is seen at the town's temple. Suddenly, Lu Chen also arrives at the temple in an injured state. We see Dragon's friends bring him a basket of kites outside the temple. Moments later, Dragon is seen stalking Alice. On the other hand, Adi finds out about Lu Chen and they start fighting inside the temple, scaring everyone inside. Soon, Lu Chen gets injured and faints. The people inside the temple start telling them to get out of the temple, but they won't listen. In an attempt to impress Alice, Dragon decides to fight Dee and scare them away. After a while, other people also join Dragon, which results in Adi and his friend escaping from there. After celebrating the victory, Dragon decides to take care of the injured Lu Chen, while others start to repair the damages in the temple. Instead of taking Lu Chen to the hospital, they decide to take Lu Chen to Chin's house. A few seconds later, Dragon is seen near Alice. When Dragon learns about Alice's interest in him, he asks for an invitation to her home, but she rejects it. After that, we see injured Lu Chen taken to the barn of Chin's house on a stretcher. Later, we see Dragon, Chin, and Lu Chen in the barn of Chin's house. Lu Chen tells them about the captain's gang and the stolen treasures. Soon, they notice Lu Chen's health is getting worse. Dragon goes to his house to bring the bandages. At the captain's headquarters, Wang is seen talking to the captain about the stolen treasures and their values. After escaping from the temple, Adi and his friend arrive at the headquarters. Adi tells Captain that Lu Chen is hiding in the barn at Wang's house along with Dragon and Wang's son Chin. Captain suspects Lu Chen and Wang are together, so he orders them to get there and kill Lu Chen. Back at the barn, we see Dragon arrive with the bandages and medicines, but Adi and his men have already captured the barn and are hiding inside. Somehow, Chin knows about this. When Dragon enters the barn, Chin tries to warn him about the gang, but he doesn't seem to get the signs. Just as Chin decides to sing a song and warn him, Dragon understands the situation there and immediately gets out of the barn. Soon, Captain's gang comes out and is ready to assassinate Lu Chen. Meanwhile, Dragon is seen entering the barn quietly from the ceiling. There, Adi orders one of his gang members to assassinate Lu Chen. While he was trying to kill him, one of the gang members stops the attack, telling him not to kill Lu Chen because Lu Chen was one of their members in the past and he's just like their brother. Adi says it's treason to disobey the captain and orders to kill him anyway. Suddenly, Dragon interrupts the killing of Lu Chen. Next, Dragon and Adi engage in a fight. After a while, Dragon, with the help of Chin, manages to beat Adi. One of the gang members who think of Lu Chen as their brother manages to convince all the remaining gang members, and now they are all on his side. Next, he tells Dragon to take care of him, and he will be back with a doctor, and then leaves the place with all the other gang members. Lu Chen thanks Dragon for saving him and tells him he must go now. When Lu Chen gets out of the barn door, he's kicked from outside back into the barn and dies. It turns out to be the captain himself arriving at the barn. Dragon and Chin are scared after witnessing the arrival of the captain. Captain asks Dragon for Lu Chen's stolen treasure. Although he doesn't know about the stolen treasure, he decides to buy some time to make a fool out of Captain. Dragon tells Captain that the stolen treasures are kept hidden. Since Captain is determined to get the treasure one way or another, he starts to fight Dragon and Chin. After a short fight, Chin advises Dragon to tell him the truth and gets away, but it's already been too late for Captain to believe them. so they decide to continue the fight, but Chin advises them to go and get some help. Just as Dragon and Chin are going out to get help, Captain ties Wang and hangs him in the barn. Dragon tries to save Wang, but he falls anyway. Chin thinks his father Wang is dead and is filled with rage. Chin starts to fight Captain all by himself and gets severely injured. After seeing injured Chin, Dragon continues to fight Captain and gets injured in the process as well. Captain makes an offer to Dragon that he will let him and his friends go if he tells him about the stolen treasure. But since Dragon doesn't actually know about the treasure, he continues to fight with him. After a while, Dragon, along with his buddy Chin, finally manages to kill Captain. In the final scene of the movie, Dragon's father and Chin's father, Wang, are seen together. Wang tells Dragon's father that it was Dragon who saved him. Back at home, Dragon and Chin are seen firing crackers in their traditional dresses. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like and turn on the notifications as it helps the channel out. If you fancy more recaps, check out this video now.